a few seconds. I'll cut this out in the recording, but it usually takes a few seconds for the book of the faces to catch up in YouTube.
Yes. I love it. Now look for notifications.
Mm-mm-mm. It is streaming. We're 25 seconds in. Where are you?
Did you see me on there?
And there we are. Okay, so let me add you, edit post, rich and hydrated podcast episode with mm, what's your full name on the Book of the Faces?
Jayna. Mm-hmm.
Butler. The tags are always a pain. Oh, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. There we go. Okay, so it should have you tagged.
Okay. There you go. Yes.
Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's the Rich and Hydrated podcast here with your favorite legendary opinionated Amerislav. And today we have with us this epic lady that I've been following for quite a while. And she has all the opinions about other stuff like AI and life and winning. Tell us who you are.
Hey, y'all. This is Coach Jay. I am a leadership coach and a writer. And so I specialize in the post labor era, AI literacy, and as well as content mastery, where we are preparing for a new level, a new understanding of the future of work and how to leverage content to make sure we're doing global educational initiatives to get to the other side of all of this. So AI is taking everybody by storm. So my job is to help lead ourselves to the other side of this.
And you are okay. So, and what basically, when we're talking AI, we're not just talking Chat GPT, right? Because I'm fucking sick of this shit with everybody writing Chat GPT, and like you can tell, you can smell it from a mile away. So we're not just talking that. But one thing that really stood out to me was where you referenced that the adaption and embrace and acceptance of AI in China is significantly different than here in the modern West.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if you would like to say something about that, because I have a bunch of questions.
No worries. No, I so obviously we got the East and the West, right? So the East is your China, Asia, Russia, etc. And then we have the West, which includes the good of USA and England, UK, etc. So the West and the East approach things very differently, obviously, and they have stories about each other. AI is the great um, initiative to usher in this new, what is it called? The New World Order slash the Great Reset, the wealth transference. And so AI, because birth rates are going down, because humans are expensive, because humans have polluted the planet. That's what they're saying. And we're kind of in the way. AI is coming in to shake up things, to almost kind of bring judgment to the now it's survival of the most intelligent. It used to be the survival of the fittest. Now it's survival of the intelligent. So you have to use that beautiful brain of yours in order to critically think and things of that nature. Now, one of the things about China has been able to position AI, because China is pretty much engineers. Like, it's just all engineers over there. Very scientific, very logical. But one of the things that they have been able to achieve in the last several decades, is a very hyper accelerated um, technical revolution where their city is optimized and accelerated with high tech. So they're getting their children ready, and it's the adaptation process starts in kindergarten. Is required, and the school day is longer. So they have positioned AI to be a social progress, to be kind of this key factor in prosperity for the country going into the years ahead. China is really trying to position themselves to be a superpower above, and it's already a superpower, but above US. But let's look at US, right? So US, and I've said this for years, US has an issue with infantilization. We are infantilized. We have institutions that have been keeping women as little girls in the head and keeping men in this spot of being fathers, and even in some regards boys mentally, right? So education
Even
is not.
feminizing them.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, absolutely. And so when this whole technical movement came about, I started to look at the messaging and looking at how we are positioning, and it really didn't come to me until the last few weeks. And I said, I wonder what China is saying about AI. So I started to do a little digging and research, and I found that China is positioning their people for the upward progress of AI as opposed to the West that is doom and gloom. And I have, I guess you could say, reasons why they're doing it like that, because they want to, and this is where you people have to understand where they are. They can look at race as one of the factors, or you can look at individual. So are you willing to do what it takes to get to the top? Are you willing to do what it takes to make sure your family survives? So it's taking you out of groupthink and stop thinking that, it's about everybody, or it's about, just white people. It's just about black people. It's about, you know, Latinas. And no, 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 no. It's about you. Are you willing to do what it takes? So the West, even though they may have their intentions, it's still open field.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of people don't understand that because they want to be um, inclusive. But now it's exclusive.
Like as someone who is not from America, right? The whole like inclusivity. Like
Mhm.
if you stand for inclusivity of everyone, you stand for nothing. And I mean that as by virtue of group measure, right? If you like
Mhm.
people who are like, all choose whatever group, all like horse people are white people, all fitness people are my people. I'm like, oh hell no. Like I ain't
Mhm.
fucking grabbing a whole group of people as my people. I'll measure you individually by your character.
Right.
Um what I so this is the thing with China.
Mhm.
China is a superpower,
Mhm.
obviously.
Absolutely.
Um China is super weird in the sense that it's hyper modern, but it's
Yeah.
also hyper security technology, right? So like if
Yeah.
you in the in the main city, if you lay your phone down at the bus stop and you'll walk away, 4 hours later it'll still be there because there's so much cameras around, right? It's like a
Mhm.
but we also have social credit score there. We also have communism there. So it's like this weird polarity where even if you look at the kids from TikTok in China, right? It's all like academics and like skills, and here we have like fucking dancing nurses or some shit, right? It's such a difference.
Mhm.
So how would we embrace in the modern West the opportunity and the AI technology while also embracing the values that specifically America stands for, right? Like putting in the fucking work, right?
Mhm.
Because you can get ahead, you can
Mhm.
surpass your financial class. Like
Yep.
back to like if you put in the fucking work, you can get anywhere.
Right. Right. Well, you got to remember too, America, the West, it was founded upon very, very deep traditional religious principles.
Mhm,
Um, and so it goes back to the initial thing that I said about infantilizing
mhm,
most of. the people here because everybody wants to escape work, escape labor. Somebody come save me. Somebody come get me. Like we're at
Please
daycare.
repeat it again.
But
Please
just
fucking
please,
repeat it again.
somebody please come and get me. The mothership, the new earth, rapture. Is somebody please come pick me up from daycare? I can't do this. Like I can't play in the playground with all these other people. This is bothering me because I have to play and I don't want to play. So this is where this is why we're being judged, watched, um, in so many ways. There is a lot of people that are going to pretty much single themselves out. I mean, they're going to loop out just because they just cannot bear. I cannot compete. I don't want to compete. And but this is competition. Like you have to compete. I'm
This
sorry.
is it's nature.
It's nature.
It's this idea that, a sky daddy, a country daddy, a some version of a daddy comes here so you can frolic in the fucking grass. And there's this like notion right now, like, I want to live off the land. And I'm like, you know how fucking rough it is here? I live off the fucking land. And I got money. Like, I got money, right? And it's fucking hard. Like, it's not, frolicking in the grass. No, it's when the fucking animals scream in the middle of the night, it's because there's a mountain lion, right? It's not like, oh, I don't fucking feel like it. You know, it's so
This
nice.
is this is the way I told people, like, I know I'm not supposed to, like, be in the field, and I I don't like the elements. Like,
Valid.
going to the mailbox is like, "Oh, I gotta
Yeah.
go." Like, I don't that's not my ministry.
Mhm,
Most Americans live in apartments. Let's start there.
mhm.
So when they talk about growing their own food and, we're gonna grow, how you gonna do that? You need to already be doing that.
Word.
You need to already be in the field getting ready for the harvest. This is coming. This is not a so going back to positioning America, this whole thing, and I just talked about this on my live this morning, is that universal base income. Yes, everybody's thinking that that's going to be the solution for everything.
How hated are you in your circles for these opinions?
You know what? I think I have started attracting people that actually hear what I'm
There we
saying.
go. Absolutely.
Now it used to be a time where people used to fight me on this stuff. They're like, "Oh, this fear mongering." I'm like, "No, it's not. I'm trying to get you a chance to prepare. Grown up, you're an adult. Like, let's grow up." Because a lot of people don't want to have difficult conversations. But if I got on here and I talked about how a man is going to save you and how, the man of your dreams is going to make sure you don't have to lift a finger, oh, I would have crashed the internet. But because you have to do the work, because you have to upskill, now all of a sudden it's an issue. But this is also something to add. I said, y'all, we are in like the digital transformation era.
Mhm.
You get to be in the AC. I'm in my bed making money. I'm typing. I'm doing AI stuff. I'm like we get to network. We get to connect with people all over the world from a laptop. And you mean to tell me that's too much for you?
It's I like again, I come from a communist country, right? So like our level of like poverty and extremeship is way closer than like America's been quite modern. Like we're way behind, right? But it's
Hmm.
like, so I speak 9 languages, and one of the biggest bother I have in the English language is that everyone says, I want riches, I want Lamborghini, whatever, right? But what they actually mean is, if this thing would happen to fall in my lap for me without me having to do anything for it, I might enjoy it. That's what they actually mean. Because
Right.
I want means action. It's a behavior. It's an activity. It's fucking effort, right?
I love that. I love that. I think we're like what they say. America is like the third world country with a Gucci belt.
That so I used to always say that too, and I wonder. I'm willing to play out loud with that because there is, I have two other passports outside of I have American green card. I have two other passports and a citizenship. I've lived in
Mhm.
7 countries, and I do feel that a lot of the comparison that is happening mostly in online spaces is inaccurate, right? So like one of the biggest things that we hear is like, there's free healthcare in Europe. I'm like, for one, there isn't. Like not by virtue of paying taxes, but no, there isn't. Like the
Mhm.
the healthcare might be cheaper, um and then we can get into taxes, right? Like in the Netherlands, one of
Mhm.
my companies is in the Netherlands, and I pay 58% income tax on
Wow.
58%, and then every 3,000 euros that I save up annually gets taxed again. 3,000, not 30,000, not
Oh, well,
300,000.
people need to see this. They need to hear this.
Right. So then so going to the doctor is free, as in I won't get a bill because it's sent to my insurance. My insurance is $200. 200 euro and dollars are the same roughly right now. So
Mhm.
it's $200 a month. So I'm not
Mhm.
sure how what this free is what we're talking about. So yes, so my visiting the doctor bill is being sent to my insurance that I pay monthly, right? Aside from paying 58% income taxes.
Okay.
So when we say it's free, I'm like, but I don't know where that idea is coming from. And then special, like when you go into specialties, you'll have 8, 9 months waiting list, right? So,
Mhm.
and there's no speeding that up because we don't have a private healthcare sector. Do I fucking disagree with the private healthcare sector and how it's margin here? People can get back. Like, no, it's a fucked up system. The fact that
Mhm.
people have to pay several thousand for insulin is wild, but money can get you somewhere here, right?
Oh yeah.
In Europe, no, because there's no private healthcare sector. So,
Mm.
so again, this like it's free. I'm like, is it though? Again, and I don't know where this idea comes from. Um, the regardless of where we stand politically, I am a super independent. So
Yeah.
regardless where we stand politically, the president of Denmark made a public announcement like 2 years ago where he said to Americans, "Stop using us as an example. We are the biggest capitalist nation. Like we are capitalism." Because everyone's like, "Look at the socialism. It works in Denmark." And he's like, "No, we're capitalists. Stop using us as an example." So we have this like incorrect ideas, and
Mhm.
then
Mhm.
and so yeah. So sorry, that was a tangent on how third world are we.
Yeah.
And I think the while I understand that things might have gotten harder for these generations in America compared to economically the parents and grandparents,
Okay.
absolutely right. There were several bubbles that we passed. The
Mhm.
American dream still exists in the sense that you can surpass your financial class.
Yes.
You cannot in other countries.
See, that's interesting. That's in see, that's when I'm
So
like I try to tell people like America, like you really if you just lock in,
just and the bar is so low right now. You don't have to excel. You don't have to be amazing. You just have to show up.
you just have to show up.
You just have to show up.
And so this is another piece to it, right? You know, people will say, okay, this is triggering Jay. Like it's, but I show up every day. No, you're showing up is just I'm post content. There is another layer called sales. And if you are not making offers, if you are not like you can choose, I don't care. I told people choose which one you can choose billboards, you can choose emails, you can choose cold calls, you can choose DMs. I don't care. But if you are not building relationships with people, having conversations with people, and get out of your comfort zone, you're not going to go very far. Like you're just not. So another thing too is that going back to AI in so many ways because people are trying to avoid like I don't want to do AI and this okay so but you can use AI for your email sequences. Why are you doing them yourself? You can use AI for your research and articles and things about your industry that you could talk about in your content. Why don't you? You can use, people use it for AI for videos and pictures and all that kind of stuff. That's fine. But why don't you use AI to locate businesses in your local area that you can reach out to,
Mhm.
in proposals?
It's so important that you think about it because people only get to see like the absolute front end, right? So it's like the chat GPT, the pictures, the videos. And I'm like, no, there's way more to that. And that's what you're like
Yeah,
encouraging people to do.
absolutely. Absolutely. And this is when the West has messaging centered around doom and gloom. I look at it, I tell people, like, you got to start thinking things backwards. Like, when they're telling you doom and gloom, walk it back and ask why. Why are they telling me that we're being replaced when that's not the case? Like,
Mhm.
we're going to always be here. But this
Mhm.
this is the thing. The West is competition rich. Like, we're competitive. These I
Mhm.
said these tech bros are getting investment dollars based on air, and you're afraid to put out a $27 ebook. Are you kidding me?
I feel like people have a unhealthy loyalty to their comfort zone and their misery.
Yep.
And when you haven't done anything uncomfortable for a long time, you start to associate actual painful experiences as that discomfort. So every time you think about, okay, I'm gonna do something uncomfortable, like no, no. I always say it's the difference between being punched in the face by a random stranger outside versus going into an MMA training. One
Mhm.
you choose to do,
Right.
the other happens to you. So trauma and the scary stuff is happening to you. You don't have any effort. Like we're putting that aside.
Right.
Going to train MMA is your choice.
Mhm.
It's like being drowned versus practicing how to hold your breath underwater. They look the same, but they're
Mhm.
completely different.
Mhm. Mhm. Agreed. Agreed. I think it's a matter of willpower and taking initiative, which a lot of people are not willing to do. But it goes back to what I said, is that this is the survival of intelligence. It's not based on physical strength. And this is why men are going to have a hard time if they don't get themselves together, because a lot of them are so focused on physical labor and factories and warehouses and all this kind of stuff that they're not even looking at automation is here. Mid-level white collar jobs are being challenged right now. And so corporations, the most expensive line item a corporation can have is employees. Employees
Physical
take
work.
up a bulk of, so they're replacing the employee with machines, with automations. So my point here is that if you know this to be true, why aren't you preparing yourself to understand prompt engineering, data analysis, business analysis, so that you can at least work as a contractor or in a 1099? Like, why? What's the point? Okay, but okay, but you can purchase your own health insurance. You can go to private care. Like, they have memberships. Doctors know that this is coming. This is why a lot of them are pivoting to monthly memberships. This is happening right now. And I think this is also the next thing too. The consciousness is built around tradition. I want things to stay the same. That's not what's happening. So with the East, China, etc., they're in they're already innovative. They have bullet trains. And America will look at that and say, oh my God, that's too fast. Oh, they built a building in 10 hours and 40 minutes. I wouldn't want to step foot in that building. I'm scared of that. You know why you're scared of that? Because America's slow. It takes us 6 months to build something. Well, they can do it in 10 hours. We're slow because we are not understanding that these people have it in their mind that this is why we need talent outside of the United States, because our talent is too slow.
Do you think, because you mentioned like it needs willpower and initiative, and we're going a little bit more in a psychology conversation right now. Do you think one can learn that? Because I don't have. It's the nature. Like I have a psychology degree. Aside from that, right? I'm a serial career entrepreneur since age 17. So like,
Mhm.
and like there's point where I'm like, no, it's got to be like a genetic thing, and then the other moments I'm like, no, it's taught, and I'm like, because how do you show people the results of what willpower does? Because the results are endless, like infinite.
Yeah, I not now this is my opinion.
Hmm.
Coming from a very traditional family, my father's a pastor. Um, what I had to do was leave. I had to leave home. And
Hmm.
I'm talking about the city, the state. I had to go to Texas. And I always tell people Texas was the place that taught me the game. And Texas is Republican, is red, right? So I started to look at and listen to people that look like me play the game. And I was like, they don't talk like this where I come from. They don't talk like this. They were like, we're going to meetings, we're doing this, and I started to think about that. I'm like, okay, I really, really can take advantage of this. I really need to lean in. And I'm already a curious person. So I think that that also has something to do with it. Like you have to be a genuinely curious individual, which obviously a lot of people are against. They don't want you to be curious. They want you to just do what they say. But curiosity opens the world up because you are able to take these lessons, take what's being given to you, and then think through these things, and then get to the other side when you master those things, because there's another set of questions that open up and opportunities open up. So for me, it was more like taking me out of the environment that I was used to, because I'm not gonna lie, as I told people, like if it wasn't for my daughter and for me moving to Texas, I probably would not have this mindset, because I had to get in an environment where everything was fast
Mm. Hmm.
and everything is it's about not only survival, but it's about connections.
Mm.
It wasn't, hard work is, yes, you need to do that. You need to take the initiative to do that, but you also need people
Hmm.
with connections, and it can put you in different places and introduce you to this person and this person. So I was able to navigate using connections, and a lot of the people that did not look like me got me to where I wanted to be.
Mm.
And that's when I started to challenge some of this stuff that I was taught as a young woman and a teenager. And it was people that I said to myself, if I just open up, the world is my oyster. I just need to be in the right environment.
Mm.
So being back in Tennessee, I'm in Memphis, right? Memphis is, Memphis. But one of the things that did not stop me was the internet. So now that, yeah, I'm coming out of an environment where I was physically able to navigate community and connections, but now that I have the internet, I said I could still connect to anybody.
Woo!
And
There we go.
I connect to any, and then it was like Spirit said, you have the whole world right now. The world is your pipeline. It's your pipeline. You can connect with people in China. You can connect with people. And see, this is a beautiful thing. Oh my gosh, I'm getting excited. So when you look at the fact, America does not have a whole lot of limitations right now, anyway. I can literally go on LinkedIn, pull up people in China, and send them messages.
No, seriously, what a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive.
Like, can you imagine? Like, let's go, I don't know, 200 years to our ancestors. Like,
Hmm.
this would be witchcraft. We would be burned on the stakes if we go like, no, no, we're gonna be talking to a image that is moving onto the people on the other side of the planet in real time. They'd be like, oh, you're a mental asylum person.
Like, how dare you?
How dare you?
So this is
Especially as a woman, how dare you?
how dare you? And I think this is where the thing with women that kind of frustrates me, because I'm like, y'all, this is your time. Like,
Mm,
this is literally your time. Like, I understand you want to, but literally, this is your time. Like, we're in the age of air. Money is about to be straight cashless. Like, in America, we're going to straight digital, which means everything is air. Yeah, you got risks that they can just swipe everything away from you. They can cut off whatever, but it's not gonna happen. It's not going to. We're going to move on anyway. There's always a way. So with this shift, the economy, right? So the economy, I was already ready for this, and I want to say this too. Coming from someone who knew all this was going to happen starting in 2016,
Oh shoot. Okay.
and that's why I told people like this was like went to a symposium for work, and when they got on that screen and they started talking about 2025, 2016 now, I'm in LA, and they were talking about, oh, the birth rates are going to go down and artificial intelligence. I'm like, what the heck? And I looked at my friend. I'm like, what is this? She said, what is this? What are we talking about? What is it? Oh, and we're gonna, it's half of the workforce are going to be replaced with automations and universal base income. I was like, excuse me, what? What is that? So I'm like sitting and see, this is why I can't work for corporate because I don't have poker face.
Word.
So I'm
Same.
like this. People are like, what is wrong with Jay? I'm like, I'm scared. Like this is crazy. So
Uh-huh.
I'm 30. I think at the time I was 33-ish, 32, 33 at that time. And I'm just in my mind thinking to myself, like, how in the world is this going to transition? How are we going to go from birth rates declining because people still having babies at that time, people still getting married, da 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 da, and then all of a sudden we're going to we saw a decline quickly. Natural selection is back in order, right? Natural order is back in place. So now women get a chance to choose who gets in, right? Because it's about intelligence coming in, not the foolishness.
Mm-hmm.
So even with AI, artificial intelligence, now we're here, machines, automations, all of these different things, we have a chance to equip our children, which I think is also very interesting. I want to bring this up. Even in China, they're getting their children ready. Like I said at first, we have a situation here in America where I'm seeing teachers saying, I'm not teaching AI. I'm not teaching artificial intelligence. And I told my daughter, she's a senior in high school, I said, if you ever hear a teacher say that, you please come and talk to me because that's a problem.
Education in America is fucking weird.
It's
It's
very
it's
weird.
it's and I don't know, again, 'cause I'm like new to America, right? But we were always taught that America is this like stimulation of going after your dreams, getting better, getting
Mm-mm,
stronger. And then I look at the educational system right now, I'm like, y'all are dumb. Like dumb, dumb. Like it hurts to actually talk to you. Like I'm suffering here dealing with you. And we're going to this weird place where I don't have anything against teachers individually, but as a collective, having teachers who make, I don't know, fucking 40K a year, teach your children how to be successful while they are not allowed to teach actual life things,
mm-mm,
right?
mm-mm.
It's,
It's very off.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
very off. And but again, it comes from a competitive edge because we are, it's capitalism
Mhm.
and power dynamics. And so, of course, the teachers are not going to teach the good stuff. They're not going to. Just, I told people, it's like, this is your job. If you
Word,
want your
word.
child, if you want your
It's no
child to have
school daddy teaching you.
right, well, they should be teaching. No, 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 no. Mm-mm.
Say it again.
Your child is supposed to get the basics.
Mhm,
Study where you at. That's another thing too. When you don't know where you're at, you're gonna always think it's somebody else's issue. It's your issue. Education starts at home.
mhm,
So, like my daughter, it is my responsibility as her mom.
mhm,
And that's what I said, like me and her dad are divorced. And I
mhm,
said, okay, I can look at this, I can get mad, I can get upset, I can go up and down the court system and say, but at the end of the day, it's me.
mhm,
It rides on me. So I said, you know what? My child's gonna learn AI.
mhm,
I'm gonna put her through a certification program.
mhm.
And that's exactly what I did. She is about to get her certificate in data analysis. She wants to be a doctor. But I
Mhm.
told her, I said, either you're gonna be an MD or you're gonna be in IT. That's it, because you have to eat.
Right.
Or if you're not gonna do either one of those, you can be a content creator and hope and pray that YouTube's still paying you 30 years from now.
Where do you think I would like to hear any of your ideas and predictions. So
Hmm.
just for context, right? Again, I right now live super rural.
Hmm.
Population 25. I can't see my neighbors. I have 65 acres. I have my own river, two mountains. Um, and I am seeing a lack of what do you call it, like craftsmanship in the sense of like plumbers,
Hmm.
timber people, lodging people, like we don't have these, right? There's like a decline,
Hmm.
and this is worldwide, by the way, because everyone went into some version of computers but didn't evolve enough.
Hmm.
What do you think? How is that going to play into any AI predictions? Because I do think that AI is going to have the technology aspect
Hmm.
advantage, but I
Hmm.
still think we also need real actual plumbers. And by the way, by plumbers make fucking baller money,
Yeah.
like baller money.
Yes. Yes. So the data centers and all of that, they put them near large bodies of water, rivers, whatever, oceans, etc. And obviously they will need plumbing. So there's a big push for trades right now.
Mm.
So plumbing, like Home Depot has a certification program that's actually free. See, this is what I'm saying. It's open for now.
Oh shit.
Look, for now.
Mhm. Grab the
They-
chance.
they're getting cohorts, they're getting pilots in, and then they're going to put a price tag on it. See,
Mhm.
this is what I'm saying. Like when people are late to the party, this is what happens. You
Mm.
run in when they're offering things for free because now people are like, well, what's the catch? Oh, the catch may be that you work for Home Depot. I don't know, but you're going to have something because this is what's happening. So trades will definitely be necessary. So plumbers, electricians, right? Gosh, there's so many. But the thing is that there is going to be a need for that. Welders, all of that.
Mhm,
There's a
mhm,
big push because we need that.
mhm,
Now, when it comes down to creative, the creator economy, which is what you and I are in, podcasts, content, things like that. So there is another layer of stacking distribution, content distribution. So you have platform monetization. So a double thing that people can do, and I'm seeing this in the trades space too, is that plumbers are now content creators as well.
Word. It's I have fucking what some of my cowboy rednecks are now having a horse camera where they're actually roping the bull, and it has like
People want to see that.
74 million views on TikTok, just one video, and they're making more money than their whole cowboy ranch does. And I'm
That's
like,
what I'm saying. Especially for men, like men
yeah.
who strapping and muscular and nice
Oh yeah. Oh,
looking,
we love that shit.
we will
Like,
watch. Okay.
yes. Like the men want to be it and the woman want to have it as a boyfriend.
That's what I'm saying. So get the coins. That's why I tell people I don't care. Get the coins. And then you have women who are like I've seen plumbers, women with plumbing companies wear hot pink, and they're taking their cameras and doing, going to people's houses so they're cute. They got their curls and all the good stuff. I say milk the coins. Go after the coins. So that's happening, and blending content creation with trades is a win-win situation. So you're getting platforms and you're getting the money from your customers. Everything is content these days. We're moving into media company stuff. Like this is media company territory. Netflix is opening up this huge distribution, content creation media studio for content creators to come in and actually go into different rooms and areas and spaces in their facility to create content and distribute the content. Tubi doing the same thing. YouTube is preparing for this. This is why I said, like, anybody who is sitting on the sidelines and wondering, like, oh, woe is me, just get ready for the permanent underclass because that's where you're going.
The
You're going to be
permanent
locked out.
underclass. Yo. I honestly, like, I love derogatory terms like permanent underclass. Like I'm like that's so good. The poors, the peasants. I love it.
But that's the truth. It's the truth. You're going to be locked out and you won't be able to get out. So the every day you're sowing seeds, even if it seems like it's long, and I told people like you got to look at the long game. Now digital real estate is a thing. Digital real estate. So all these monetization, these platforms that we're monetizing on is considered a digital asset. So if you can monetize your communities, and this is why I said going more into the global space, you cannot like America's still going to spend coins. Like America's people think, oh, nobody has any money. Yes, they do.
Oh,
Yes, they do. It's just they're being very picky about what they're going to spend, but they're here. They're going to spend money. They're going to invest. They're going to keep giving. So that's happening. But the biggest prediction I see is everybody is going to create content. There's going to be, now, when I say everybody, it means people who are driven to do it, but content is going to be your thing. AI is going to be your business partner. And you have to find at least 1 to 2 platforms to monetize on. It could be Meta, Facebook. It can be Facebook. It can be obviously YouTube. TikTok has monetization programs if that's your thing, but I also subscriptions. This is another thing too. Subscriptions are going to be, again, it goes back to we're already paying subscriptions. People who pay rent, people who pay insurance. It's all subscriptions. It's just math
Netflix
and Netflix, right.
versus like the good old days where you had to go to like a I don't know what the English word is, but um, like a video library, and then you or could buy or you could rent them.
Mm-hmm. And
That's
they have
how it
on
started.
TV. Yeah, they have like Amazon Prime. Like you can buy, and it's so funny. You can buy the movie or you can rent it. It's up to you. You just have to decide what how much you want to pay. But this is where we're going. So subscriptions, so content libraries. It's like Substack, like even Facebook. I told people that if you don't want to do Substack, you can do Facebook. They have subscriptions here on Facebook as well. This is recurring revenue, and then people don't understand. See, I'm giving some gems here. Like people can start subscriptions, but then guess what? If you have master classes, if you have little group programs that you want to run, if you have digital courses that you want to have for sale, these are all opportunities to ascend to people because content is your first offer. So if you have good content and you are giving value and people can take your content and actually use it, think about it. But see, AI can help you with that too. So you're thinking but you're not at the same time. It's compound. So you're compounding all this stuff. So subscriptions are going to be the end thing too. And I want to make sure I answer your question when it comes down to future predictions. I think that a lot of people are going to be very taken aback by the fast moving pieces with all these platforms, because people want money. Like they want to, I just want to get paid, and people don't want to do the work of creating good content to get paid. They just want to get paid, and I get it, I understand, but you got to do the work. You got to study your audience, you got to become a practitioner, all of that good stuff. Oh, one more thing too, and you need to learn a different language.
Yes.
Me, Mandarin and Spanish are on my list. I have to do that. So we have to get international and globalize ourselves.
It's like using Amazon as an example, right?
Hmm.
There is just always this artificially created outrage, like, oh, the Amazon workers don't get paid enough, and now they're being replaced by robots and AI. Oh, they're being replaced by robots and AI. I'm like, what do you want?
I told people that y'all sat over here and complained for 5 years about the thing is unfair, and then you told people during the pandemic that you were in Paris when you're supposed to be logged in to work. So you're making TikToks, sleep in the hotel, eating croquettes, and you're supposed to be logged in. Your people saw this, and now they're saying, oh, okay, this is why things are shifting because they're getting y'all out. And plus, you're calling in sick every other day. You want mental health days. You can't come in because of whatever reason. We're done.
Words are microaggression and triggering. Words on a screen that you don't have to respond to, that you don't have to see, trigger people and they need mental health days.
Exactly. Exactly. And this is what I told people. Your nervous system is going to be just completely burnt to a crisp. You're spazzing out at the little things. You haven't even got to the big show. We haven't even got there. You're gonna just your nervous system gonna melt. It's literally gonna just fall out, slip out your body because you're not even conditioning yourself.
Slipped out of your body.
It's just gonna slip
That's such
out.
a good phrase. I was 3 years ago. No, is it three? No, 4 years ago. Before pandemic was, I was teaching in Pennsylvania, and because I was hired to teach, and
Mhm.
I said something like, "For anyone who has fucking anxiety, what I need you to do is to get into a life scary, dangerous situation because it'll give you context real fucking quick. You know, like standing in front of a rattlesnake because your mind isn't going like, I'm not sure if I want to go away or if I should move away or if I should be afraid or maybe I don't feel like it. No, like it'll bring up so much context and perspective that you'll be like, daily anxiety is non-existent because you experienced actual fear. I got into a whole legal trouble for that because I can't say that in America. You can't say in America, "Hey, go find a
Mm-mm.
rattlesnake" or something.
Right.
but but
You
basically,
would get in trouble. You will
yeah.
literally get in trouble for for that type of language because anxiety is the way that they keep people in order.
Oh, we don't have the word anxiety in my language. So I've been trying to explain it to my grandma, right? So my babushka is like, how's everything? Is everyone being shot up every day by a drive-by shooting, right? Because my grandma's old school in Czech Republic, in East Europe, right? So he has no idea. And I'm like, no, grandma, that's on TV. That's not a real thing.
Right.
She's like, well, I don't know about that. I've seen it on the TV. And I'm like, well, yeah, it's interesting. Like everybody has anxiety, but I had to use the English word anxiety. She's like, what is that? I'm like, honestly, I'm not really sure, but it's where they're constantly nervous. And she goes, nervous about what? About made up scenarios. And she goes, why don't they stop? And I'm like, I don't know. They think they can't.
Well,
So
and that's the whole point. It's creating stories that haven't even happened and then living every day in the worst case scenario
but just mentally.
mentally.
It's not responding to anything outside of you, actually.
At, exactly, because when you tap into the now, when you tap into the present state, you'll realize that you're not in danger. You'll realize that you're fine. You'll realize that you have money. You'll realize that like time is passing through you.
Mm,
It's passing through. You're
mhm,
in a state. You're not. You're constantly changing states as you make decisions, but the decisions are all based on your emotions, which you have to get out of there because your emotions are keeping you in a stagnant space. It's not pulling you into destiny, which your intuition and your intelligence is supposed to do that. And this is why I told people when it hits your body is going to tell you what to do based on how it feels at the moment.
mhm,
It's not tapped into what you desire.
mhm, mhm,
So you
mhm.
would have to make decisions based on your intuition and your discernment instead of making decisions based on how you feel because your feelings are flighty.
Blah, blah, blah. Bullshit feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and
Mm.
while everything is catered in America to make you feel better
In the moment.
in the moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for me, my personally, I just finished round 3 of 75 hearts. Look, I'm making everyone sick of hearing this. But now when I look at like I've had eating disorders my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
Um and I'm officially cured. Like now I walked into a gas station and Europeans can't comprehend what I'm gonna say, but like there was one of these like Cinnabon or whatever stores in the gas
Mhm.
station and a casino. I'm like, this is amazing. But I could smell it, right? And I'm like, I can smell it, and I noticed that clearly there's like my brain is doing something, right? Like it's like, oh, this smells
Mm.
nice, right? So like there's something happening. actually consciously feel like a little bit of water in my mouth, right? Like my
Mhm.
body's having a response, and I'm having to pause. Like, what's actually happening right now? My body's being evoked to have a reaction,
Mhm.
but I know if I'm eating that fucking cinnamon, I'm gonna feel like shit for the next fucking day or two, or mentally and physically. So the cinnamon now feels like shitty, even though
Mm.
for the moment it may feel so
Mhm.
fucking good, but it's gonna feel real fucking shit. I'm
And
gonna
that's
feel
when your and see this the emotions, I feel good for the moment, but
Mhm.
your intuition is saying, "Do we need that though? Because we need
No.
fuel. We got
Yeah.
big stuff on the table."
Yeah.
You
And
know?
I do think that the more we practice hard things voluntarily, the better we are prepared for when actual hardship comes up.
That's it. That's it. That's it. Because I think that and I hate to say this, and I talked about this today too, is that everybody thinks that universal basic income is coming to everybody.
Mm.
I said there's a process of elimination that's going to occur. And this is why I told people like your nervous system is too crazy. You're like when the big show happens,
Mm.
whatever that is,
Mhm.
and you can't withstand, you won't be considered for this next level, whatever that is, because it's about who can think the quickest. It physical strength, yeah, you may have to run or whatever it is, or whatever. You may have to get under something. I don't know. But you have to be able to think though. But if you're you are you're it's done. You're done. So when it comes down to think about what I said, the universal base, universal, that's global. This is a one world piece we're probably going to go into because everybody's going to unify because it won't be as many humans. I have to be
What is
careful
your
when I say
timeline,
that.
by the way, when you think that, or when you feel we're going to a global, like I'm using world order because that's just the word that's being used, right? But like, what is
Mhm.
the timeline you expect?
So from my studies, and again, this is kind of up in the air, but 2030 is the milestone. 2030, they're going to talk about it a lot. World Economic Forum has it plastered all over their page. One of the videos that you can find on YouTube if it's still up, but I know it's taken down in some places. They say you will own nothing and be happy.
Mhm.
Now,
With the German accent, you will own nothing and be happy.
I'm- and be happy. Now, take that into consideration. Everybody don't understand that because they're thinking like, oh, they're trying to take everything away from us, but their whole goal is to minimize the climate issues. They want to bring more people into the intelligence of moving into this new era where they can live harmoniously with the robots and the humanoids.
It's
Yes,
so scary.
it I'm, you know what, I told myself I want a robot. I want a robot to watch, will bring me some lemonade so I can watch my movies.
No, so no. So this is the thing. I'm loving, like, and I made a TikTok about this. I'm like, I can't wait for a robot to shovel the horse shit because I'm sick of this shit, literally, right? Which they're probably never going to, or it's going to take quite a while seeing the current technology because they can't
Mhm.
balance themselves yet. They can't like lift things yet, right? In a delicate matter. I know that's a time. That's just a matter of time.
Mhm.
What my concern is, and by the way, like we already partially are robots for people who have like a heart
Yes.
what do you call them? You know,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
pacemakers and all of
Thank
that.
you. Yeah,
Mhm.
and we have like I've broken shit in my body. I have pins in
Mhm.
my body, like right. So
Right.
where do we go from being a humanoid to where is it a robot? My
Mhm.
concern is why I say, oh my God, it sounds so scary. I'm a first of all, I'm an extrovert. I fucking love humans. I hate poor people. I had morbidly, but like I love
Mhm.
people. And I think that for now,
Mhm.
the essence of humans, that consciousness is not replicable yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. I
That's
know we're
super
trying.
intelligence. That's super intelligence.
Mhm,
So super intelligence, and this is where the competition is really going to get fierce between the tech bros because the race is to that. That's when it's becoming sentient and it's actually outthinking the human. Right now, we are trying to master AGI, which is artificial generative intelligence. But super intelligence is when it has surpassed the human.
mhm, mhm,
And,
mhm,
and,
mhm.
and actually, AI can fix themselves, and AI can actually compute themselves, and it's almost become sentient. So at that point, now let me go back to the timeline. 2030 is the first milestone because they have a 2030 plan and then they have a 2040 plan. So 20, because people think about Project 2025. I'm like, that's America stuff. We're talking about, and then you have AI 2027 plan. They're trying to get AI to a place of super intelligence by 2027.
Hmm.
Between next year and maybe 2028, I think that there's going to be some type of when I say the big show, that's when uh there may be a possibility of another 2020 happening, whether it is through that or some type of nuclear or something. I don't know. I don't
Mm,
know what it looks like,
mhm.
but I know that the goal is to minimize as many people as possible so that they can. And you got to think about what I'm saying because you already have a lot of humans that are just not high value for where we're going. I mean, you're going to have a lot of people that's not going to have any AI skills just sitting around unless you incarcerate them or I don't know what they're going to do.
You already have too much people just sitting around,
You have a lot of people sitting around.
just
You have
existing,
just existing.
which is a net negative strain, by the way, on not only the economy, on like everything.
Right.
Like it's a disrespect to human like consciousness and to our ancestors, where
Exactly.
we're the freest, the most safest, and people are just existing.
People are just
Yo,
existing. That's kind of, and this is what I'm saying. It's literally, yeah. Somebody just said WWW3. Like we're already kind of in it. We just don't know it. This is already the beginning of it. But I do believe that there is maybe something's going to happen on American soil. I don't know what that looks like, but I do think and believe for this new earth that
mhm, mhm.
everybody's trying to hurry and get to is only for those. You got to think about the pristine creme de la creme. It's going to be all kinds of people, but I do believe there's going to be people that can usher in and live in harmony
Mhm.
with these machines, kind of like the Jetsons.
Have you watched the show Altered Carbon?
I have not.
Look, I hate. Look, I'm the first one to hate when people tell you you need. I'm like, I need you to stop life. It's only 6 episodes, season one. You will understand why. It's like 3,000 years ahead, and
Okay.
people live in the sky, and you have the super elite, and then you have the peasants.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
so good. It's so good.
What's it called again?
Altered carbon. People make endless, like the rich people can, so there's cloning, right? So you can
Mm-hmm.
clone your sleeve. They call the body the sleeve. um, they incarcerate your consciousness, not your whole body. So they take your consciousness out of you, incarcerate that for 300 years, and then put you in a like raggedy ass sleeve when you come back, like after you served your sentence. Um, yeah, it's so good. Like
That's what
it's
they're trying to do. That's a part of
mm,
it.
it's you need to watch. Like it'll be right up your alley.
Okay, I need to watch that. That
Yeah.
sounds interesting, and I know that is something they're entertaining.
Hmm.
Is why wouldn't you want to live forever? And I remember Diary of a CEO watching the episode, and I forgot who was on there. I talked about it on my TikTok, but he told Steven, he said, "Don't die yet until we figure out how." And he said, "Huh?" He was like, "I can't." I mean, what do you? He said, "No, I'm just saying, don't leave until we figure out how to like keep you alive longer." And I'm like, "You're telling this man not to die?" Like we are just saying, okay, I'm getting up and I'm checking out today. It was very interesting how they were positioning that like people want to live. longer. And you got people that's I want to live forever. So when you said that about the consciousness of the person, you in a machine to be in existence, but you just don't have an emotion.
Mhm.
And that is the part that's very interesting. Like you don't have an emotion, you really can't feel things. So you're like AI. So
Right.
that's
That's
what AI is. AI is the artificial because it's ChatGPT or whatever you use is telling you like, okay, calm down. Let's think through this. Let's think about this strategy. Let's think about this strategy. There's no emotion. It's a
yeah.
mirror.
Would you want to live forever?
No,
No.
I want to live longer, but not
How long?
forever. So in my mind, I look at it like 150 years. Only if I'm able to still walk and twerk and, you know, have to be able to pop my knee. My knees got to be working and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to be a vegetable and living in 150. Like that's
Real.
purpose.
So
Like
real.
it's so dumb. Like it's a waste of time.
That's real.
As long as it like wrinkles and stuff, that's what I'm trying to like keep my trying to keep my face and stuff. But I want to be 150, look like this.
Oh my God. No, I can't wait for you to watch Altered Carbon. And we'll need to do, even if you just do 2 episodes, we'll have to do a live stream right after that again. Because you'll see, like, you can buy a younger sleeve of yourself, or
Mhm.
like, you can clone versions of, like, you can give yourself a little bit more eyes like this, or a little bit more booty. Because we're already doing that, right? Plastic surgery,
Mhm.
cosmetic surgery already is that. But then you can just, like, the rich people can buy their sleeve, their body, however they want, and they can make it be like 100% martial arts skill, speak 17 languages. Like yeah, it's so good.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm already excited about that. I like it. I
Oh
like
my God.
it. I can dig
Oh,
it.
okay, tell everybody where we can find you, and I'll make sure that obviously I'll put all the comments and links everywhere. We'll have to do this soon again, but
Got to. We got to.
yeah.
You can, you can find me obviously here on Facebook. I hang out a lot here on Facebook. But if you want to know my point of views about AI in depth, definitely subscribe to my Substack. And I will definitely provide you with the link so you can share with your audience. But that's really the big two places I would say follow me there first, and then you can follow me everywhere else.
Good, good,
Hmm.
good. Thank you so much. Oh, this is so exciting. You live in Tennessee right now, right?
Hmm.
One day you'll have to come visit me in person here. And
Yes.
I would love to hear how you think, because again, this is like, again, this is the last found land in America. Um, so it's like very old
What
school,
state
like
are you in?
Northern California.
Okay. Hmm.
So, yeah, so like it hasn't been occupied here it's been occupied here for 150 years only. Land is too rough here. So I'm
Hmm.
like, I would love to hear your ideas and opinions on like how this is gonna um collaborate with AI, because here the
Hmm.
weak people are gone, like weak people being like
Yeah.
already weeded out here, right?
Hmm.
So yeah, one day you'll just have to come visit me and we'll have like real life. How
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, everyone. Follow, like, share Jay everywhere. I'll put all the links in the comments. This will be also uploaded on Spotify and Apple Podcast. This is your favorite legendary opinionated Miroslav at the Rich and Hydrated Podcast. Everyone, let's hydrate together before we go. Yeah. There we go. Because ain't nobody getting rich as a dry reason, right?
Right. Exactly.
Have an amazing day. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.